Alright, and we are live. Alright, you ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, here we go. We're going live in 3, 2. Hello and welcome back to the Casual Anime Podcast, also known as CAP, where we're anything but that. I'm your host, Vince D. Rookie, and this here is my co-host.
Maxopack, hello all.
And welcome back once again to our podcast. So as you know, we do have anime news to start the night off. Do you remember what news we have, Maxopack?
Yes, we have a varied amount of news of the different animes coming
Absolutely. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. For our first bit of news, we talked about this last week, but it has turned from bad news to good news, and that is that Disney made the right choice and Bleach will be simulcasted.
out. Yes, so I believe we did. It wasn't quite a mistake because, see, we got the news. I think mostly everyone got it from James, and he did not, he did not confirm anything. It was simply sources and some sources and rumors, and it just happened to be not true. So thankfully, we're able to see it spot on, like the day it releases. Oh, maybe not the day it releases, because Kubo has a club called Club Outside where you can catch only exclusive Bleach news, and for those members, they will be seeing Bleach a couple extra days early.
Oh, that's
So,
pretty good.
but Viz happened to be able to simulcast Bleach. I believe I'm not sure how it works over there. I know Disney has the rights to stream Bleach, but over there, I believe it is Viz. So we probably, I believe everyone here will be able to get it on the same time. That's basically what it means. Um, so, yeah, get your wallets ready. Disney Plus might be coming home with you this month.
That's really a good thing too, because Disney really could have ruined the hype of Bleach right then and there for everybody. But on further good Bleach news, we also have a new trailer that has just recently come out. I believe it came out a day before this recording.
Oh man, yes.
Oh
So,
yeah, and this trailer, it holds a lot of good stuff. What are some highlights that you saw from this trailer, Maxopack?
okay, so trailer 3 of Bleach has a lot more scenes from the Blood War, and now these scenes are fully animated, moving. It's whole scenes from the episodes, and it is nuts. Like some people are saying, movie quality level.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, you just have to check it out for yourself. If you haven't seen it, search up Bleach Blood War trailer 3, or just trailer 3, and you will see what the hype is about. But it is really good. It's really good. They have a remix of the first Bleach song, which is Precipice of Defeat. It has a very noticeable tune. It's very scary, and they remixed it in a blood warfare sort of style.
Honestly,
And
when I heard that, it did seem a little off-putting to me because I'm so used to the original version.
indeed, they're going for a very like orchestral sort of like band march, like World War II sort of style of music, if I'm correct.
Makes
And
sense.
like they and the tone, the just the cinematic sort of filter over it is very creepy almost. It's very grim. It's not like it's like a mix between original like part 1 Bleach, where it was like scary, all the hollows being introduced, and more so like and like turn back the pendulum sort of past or Fullbring. It's like, yeah, it's like a mix of part 1 Bleach and Fullbring. So it's really cool. Ichigo and the gang are back, and most notable highlight for all Bleach fans and people coming in, it is adapted to the manga. Now, what this means is that the original Bleach anime, did not have the full accuracy of Kubo's artwork. And something you might notice right away, the Getsuga Tensho, it was yellow. and in the trailer it was purple. His Bankai gets Gatenshio. So Kubo actually had Ichigo's Ryatsu colors, spiritual pressure, colored yellow. You guys didn't know that in base in Shikai. So that was his natural spiritual pressure. His hollow was black or purple now. Yeah. So, but in the anime they colored it. They made it more like simple and noticeable, just blue and red whenever he changed. But now it's color corrected to be yellow or yellow gold sort of, and now purple black. And that will continue all the way till the end of Blood War, which you will see eventually. Now, I'm not quite. I personally prefer the blue and red, but you know, it will start to catch people's eyes when he gets a new form and starts getting stronger, because it symbolizes a new Ichigo. So that I'm okay with, because this will be the colors of a new and improved, a fully realized Ichigo. Like if you've watched other shows, they go through this journey of unlocking and understanding their powers, like Naruto understanding Kurama and his Nine Tails modes, working together with that. Luffy finding the full extent of his devil fruit, and now we know he's awakened it and turned into something even more insane, something pretty new but still the same. Ichigo has to do that now in Blood War, and Zangetsu will look completely different. So stay tuned for that. But those are the three main differences: is the color accuracy, is not just the color accuracy, but the more manga accuracy. So to note more examples, just here and there, Rangiku, Toshiro's lieutenant, was blonde in the original manga. So now she's blonde. She's not orange-haired anymore. Don't know how I feel about that yet, but you know. Let's see. Ichigo's Ryatsu colors and stuff. Komamura is a more yellowish, like gray tan looking. So that was his like fur color, and so he's not gonna be like that. Also like orange brownish like regular werewolf sort of thing. That's another one. And yeah, just to right off the bat, I'm sure there's more, but that's what I mentioned right now.
Well, there's a couple things I noticed as well. As a less sophisticated Bleach fan, he's more of the hardcore one. I did get to see some instances of new content, such as we got Quilge's voice, finally. I don't believe Quilge was one of the few Sternritter that got a place in Bleach Brave Souls, right?
Yes. He only ever got art, but he wasn't voiced or had a character.
So, this is officially the first time we've ever heard him speak, and I went ahead and looked him up. His voice actor is actually going to be Koichi Yamadera, and he is famous for actually voicing Beerus from Dragon Ball Super. He voices Akiyama from the Yakuza series, and he even has a role as playing Inspector Zenigata from Lupin the Third, a very famous anime.
Wow, what range?
Yes, so he has a very good range. He's got many noticeable roles under his belt, and his voice sounds spectacular. What did you think about that?
Well, it was definitely very interesting knowing that he voiced like Beerus and the others. He had a very like almost like an eccentric, goofy, not goofy, but like higher pitched voice. I know some people didn't envision him with a deeper voice, but knowing like he could probably do that. It's just him being
Boisterous just or something.
Yeah, like he's
like
what happens to him in the Blood War, he's definitely gonna sound a lot more serious.
Oh my lord. I seem to have missed one of his roles. What? Dude, this guy is the same voice actor for Spike Spiegel
Ah,
from Cowboy Bebop. I had no idea.
wow. Okay, I'm looking forward to that then.
Oh yeah.
But
Quite the impressive range, as we said.
But yes. But not to end it there with Bleach news.
Yes, we do have a little more as well.
Did we mention? Oh yes. So we mentioned the simulcast and we mentioned the new trailer. But
Yes,
when are we
indeed.
actually gonna see Bleach? Well, don't you worry, because Bleach is coming on October the 11th.
Oh,
Oh no,
okay.
no.
Wrong
The
one.
10th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bleach will be coming out on the 10th of October, which will be a Monday, and we have another reveal, which is that Chainsaw Man is the anime coming out on the 11th. So, we officially have our lineup for the month. We have Spy X Family and My Hero Academia Sundays. We have Bleach Mondays, Chainsaw Man Tuesdays, and Mob Psycho 100 Wednesdays. I believe I had to correct a couple things from last time because I read the wrong month, like an idiot. So, that's our official lineup, and we have all the official dates set, besides one, which I'm very much looking forward to, which is the Film Red release date, but we might not learn about that for a little while.
I believe from some news sources that it was coming. I know it's coming in October,
Yes.
but let me see.
In the meantime, I will read our last piece of news, and that is that the Bleach movie trilogy that goes over the Golden Age is going to be coming back to theaters, and on top of that, there's going to be revised and brand new scenes in these movies. So it would be beneficial to see it again, because you will get brand new content upon going to the theaters. So that is something I'm very excited for as a Berserk lover. So, that is the last piece of news that I have. And did you have anything else to say, Maxopack?
No, that's pretty good coverage.
All right.
Things coming up.
So then, looks like we are done with the Cap news for this week. And next week, let's hope that a lot more news keeps coming out, because this is getting very interesting.
Yes,
But
stay tuned every week for more news.
Until then, though, I can easily switch us over to the tier list, because this week we will be going over the Arrancar arc through the Fullbringer arc.
Indeed.
So switching right over. Let me share my screen with you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Can you see my screen? Oh, that's the camera. My bad. I was wondering what that was. All right. There we go. And it's not doing any, like, layover?
No, all good.
Excellent. So, we've got our tier list from last week all set back up, and I added a row down here just to show exactly who will be coming back up on the tier list. So, we have all of the Espada right here, and Maxopack and I came a little more prepared because we have discussed this a little bit previously. So, we can kind of lightning round this right now. Let's get right into the tier list. And what's that?
Oh, what was that?
What did you say?
Oh, yeah, I said unfortunately we had some technical issues. It cut off, so
yeah,
we're coming back with more knowledge. So,
well, it's no problem because I believe we remember most of what we talked about.
Oh yeah, but how can you forget such wonderful characters, starting with Arrancar?
Absolutely. We will start off with the 9th Espada, Arrancar. Do you remember his last name?
Aruri? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone remembers that.
I do.
Oh yeah, there you go. You're like Tekken 101. Alright, so we're starting off with Arrancar. Maxopack, you can start us off. What do you think about Arrancar?
Alright, so shoutouts to the man, Arrancar, for being an awesome Bleach YouTuber, and putting Aranera on the scene, uh, because to be honest, Aranera is not the most popular character, and definitely one of the least popular Espada,
Yeah, I
because
guess so.
he did get uh shafted quite a bit from Rukia, but like some Espada had the same shortcoming of dying too early.
Yeah, he was a
So
quick one. He came in, served his role, and went out. But he
yeah,
did almost kill Rukia. That's certainly a good highlight of his character.
yeah, no, he was definitely the Spada level. It's just Rukia has that trick, you know. What I would have liked to see more is his original form with the tube. Like that was a really cool form.
It certainly
But
was, yeah.
of course, he masqueraded as Kaien for most of his time. And, Kaien's cool, but I would have liked to see more hollow powers, seeing as he's like a hollow powerhouse. He eats and consumes, uh, and he has, I believe, the most confirmed hollow kills. He's consumed like over 10,000 hollows, something like that.
Somewhere around
Uh,
that.
yeah, cool character design, cool voice and stuff, but he's very like I want to say solid just for Arenero, but he's like a lot of people are gonna say mid, and that's kind of what I feel
Hmm.
like.
Well, let's look at who we have in mid. Do you think he would be below someone like
He's definitely top of
Nemu?
mid.
You think he's going to be top of mid? I guess that
Yep.
could work because he was a little bit of a one-trick pony. He came in, served his purpose, and left, which is something we can't say about someone like Yami, who stayed
Yeah.
too long. So you want to say he's top of mid?
Oh yeah, definitely. He came in cool. He died like a well, he got cucked, but he came in cool and he did cool stuff.
Yeah, I can
And I
agree with that.
and he has one of the more interesting designs, Zamari.
Yeah, I can't stand Zamari's design. It looks so weird. Do you want to actually skip right to Zamari as well? Because those two guys are probably the guys with the least that we have to talk about.
All right, yeah, Zamari's fine.
Yeah, so we'll skip to the, I think it's 8th Espada?
Uh, yes.
Oh, no,
Yami
no.
was.
No, this would be the 7th, sorry. The 8th is Xyalopero.
Okay, wow. Then, crap.
Yeah, so I guess Zamari had more spiritual pressure than Xyalopero. But let's jump right into him.
That's kind of.
Zomari.
That's pretty. That's pretty crap.
Yeah. So he's not the fastest, but he has the fastest Sonito of any of Espada, at
In
least in base form.
I think it could either be in base or I'm fine with base and resurrection, cause because obviously like speed is pretty relative when it comes to the Espada and captains. Like he in Byakuya is one of the faster ones, so
Yeah.
it's not much of a letdown if you say Domari like as a good Sunito.
And he does have a pretty good ability where he's able to control certain body parts as long as his launched eyeball projectiles are able to land on you.
Oh
He
yeah.
he was kind of shafted by getting one of the best Keto captains in Byakuya, but I mean, even though Byakuya didn't take him seriously for half the fight, he still did almost kill Rukia once again. I think he almost killed um, the doctor kid. I'm forgetting his name already. What's his name? We got him right up here in mid.
Oh, Hanataro.
Yes, Hinachiro. He almost killed Hinachiro, I believe. And then he did do significant damage to Byakuya until Byakuya went into Bankai.
Byakuya was clowning though, and the thing is, his ability is not bad. It definitely puts him up like mid. I don't think any of the Spada are like lame. I think they can be uh mid at least. And his ability, we're gonna see someone very similar to Blood War, who
Okay.
absolutely crushes. Like he has a better ability than Zomari, but just like to show what a captain who wasn't Byakuya, what happened if he fought Zamari. Like Obviously, the spiritual pressure difference is still noticeable. You know, Mayuri came in and just kind of clapped Xylopro. Like, even if it was a smartness thing, like, the captains are very strong.
Yeah.
So Mari, yes, he's ugly. He looks weird. Yep.
Not as ugly as Yami.
Yeah. He doesn't have much of a personality besides just being a fanatic and also kind of like he's a very interesting guy. Um, I would personally put him below Don Kanoji.
You want to put him below Don Kanoji? I at least
Yeah.
wanted to put him below Nemu because I think Nemu at least serves a little bit more of a purpose than him. But yeah, below Don Kanoji, that could work.
Like purpose-wise? Oh, right, okay. Because I'm just thinking personality. Like purpose-wise, yes, the fight, yeah, definitely put above Nemu.
Above Nemu?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
we,
no, that,
yeah, if we encounter both ends, Zomari's personality is definitely lackluster, and I honestly don't think I would be able to pin it down just based on everything we got. And Arrancar is honestly, he is a little better represented.
and he's cooler.
And, yeah, and he looks cooler, way cooler. And when it comes
And
to purpose, if you factor both those in, Arrancar at least told a lot of the story. It actually helped complete Rukia's story, I believe.
yeah, no, he did a good job, like, psychologically messing with Rukia, whereas Somari was just like, uh, why do you kill us, Hollows? What
Yeah.
gives you the right to do whatever you do? And he's like, uh, die.
He probably should have had a backstory if he was gonna exposition like that. You know,
And what was very mid about him, just to speak out, uh, he tried showing off his Sonito, like, oh, I can make multiple like clones of myself and stuff, and it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like it his fastest Sonito, like you when you're the best of something, it should be like your trump card, like for example Noritora, which has a great like ultimate ability. He has the hardest hero. That proved to be a really tough thing against Kenpachi because that, ramped up his power in their fight. Zomari's speed just got like immediately like left when they started fighting with like his ability. And we see that in like a really strong character like Ukiura. His special ability still came to relevant even until up till second resurrection. Second resurrection. He finally said, "Oh, he finally showed, oh well, I kept my high speed regeneration. Every other Espada forsake that. I still have it. I can recover everything, besides my vital organs. Like, that's insane, you know."
Yeah,
And
honestly.
Zamari's just like ditching his special ability, his best ability, like right off the bat. He gets zapped by a lightning once, and he just doesn't, do any more speed feats. So that was kind of a shame.
Yeah. And honestly, in conclusion, I think I want to put him just below Nemu, but above Unohana, because I believe Unohana kind of serves only one purpose, and that's just to be exposition for Kenpachi. But Nemu actually ends up being a very integral part of many different fights. Like, I believe she was integral in the Uryu fight against...
Yeah. Uryu versus Silopro. No,
Yeah.
no. Uryu and
Mayuri.
Yeah.
Uryu and Mayuri, and then in Mayuri versus Xylopro, she was at least helpful.
Yeah, and she's she's cool. And what you said about Unohana, that doesn't even come to Blood War, so she really doesn't have anything.
Yeah, honestly. At least this one character in Zomari is one and done. Not really well developed, but he's not going to span the entire story like Unohana did and do that one thing.
Yeah, like and he had a fight. That's what you can put him above. Like you could probably still put him above Nemu because he had like an actual fight dedicated to him. But if you're talking just like who's a better for the story, it's Nemu is I think more people care about Nemu.
Yeah. So then we can move on from there because we seem to have good placements. And then we can jump back to the 8th Espada, which is Xylopero. Xylopero Grands.
Xylopro Grant.
This guy's a really good Espada, honestly. He pulls up and he does a lot to make us love him.
Yeah, this guy is hyped up to the max. Kubo loves him. He shows up in almost everything, the novels, the other parts of Bleach, the movies. He's very well liked. I believe. Now he is very used. He's very very used. But I mean he is the iconic like mad scientist Espada. He has really unique scenes with Uryu and Renji, and then when Mayuri shows up, it's a really good battle of showing off abilities and mechanics. He himself, he's a scumbag.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't really have a good quality to him besides respect, a little tiny bit of respect for people that trick him or I think.
He enjoys smarts or like IQ.
Yeah, like he helped out, Noritora screw up Nemu, not Nemu, but Nell, just cause like he could. And see, he's cool, but his resurrection is weird.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's
because
Gabriel, I believe.
Yeah, like I feel like his ability with like the doll crushing stuff or like the organ crushing, I feel like he could do that in base. Like I don't know if he needed resurrection for that. It's a very weird design, and obviously it's supposed to be creepy and make you unnerved. But like the difference between him and Mayuri kind of has this like almost like it goes all in, whereas Xylopro tries, like he puts himself so like majestic and awesome and super smart, and then he just has this like weird freaking tree shaped like deformation like dress, and he doesn't like do anything in that. Like he just stands there and pops people's organs.
Yeah, he's kind of like a sea urchin.
Yeah, he's like a stationary tree. And but for his purpose, he's let's see.
He's used a lot, like you said. Like I believe he's coming back in the Hell arc, so he's definitely well loved.
I don't know if you can be hype about Xylopro.
I think you can. Do you remember after Uryu and Renji managed to get the jump on him the first time, and he had to heal? Xylopro was like, "I'm not even gonna fight you right now." So he leaves, and he says that he'll come back with a change of clothes.
Yeah.
He's definitely very hype in some points like that. And yes, he does get clowned on by Mayuri, but he still does show an impressive amount of feats. It's like I think if he fought anyone but Mayuri, it would have been disastrous.
Yeah, like when I think of his fight, he only had one fight, by the way, but when I think of his fight, I get hyped, but I get hyped for the other people fighting him, like trying to outsmart him. When he counters someone, I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess, it wouldn't have worked on him. And Mayuri, I was never under the impression that, Mayuri would be outsmarted. I just didn't think he was that clever. I would put him, like, for me, top of solid. But if there is, like, I'll explain it.
Top of solid? You want to put him below or above Jushiro?
Below.
Yeah, because Jushiro does do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, like Ukitake, I would love to put him in hype. He would be bottom of hype for me, but he's just so like underused. Like every time, yeah. Whereas the Xylopro, he's so used, but you see so much of this guy, and you're not like, oh wow, it's Xylopro. Oh, he shows up in Noritori's flashback. He did this. Oh well, of course he did that. Oh, he countered Uryu and Renji's ability. Oh, of course he did that. Oh, he countered Donachaka and that other Pesce's double fused Zero. Like I wanted that to hit him, but he just like got out of it. And eventually, and finally against Mayuri, he's like, oh, I took out your lieutenant. You know, I made it. I popped your organs. Ha 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 ha. And then Mayuri just like no diffs him. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
like bro, you're supposed to be the most like the intellectual smartest Espada, but like Stark's smarter than you. Okuyora's smarter than you. Heck.
That's some fire you're spitting there.
Yeah, like I don't want to say it, but like but the thing is he didn't like preach that he was like the smartest Espada. He just assumed it and he was wrong. Like
Yeah.
he was just wrong.
That
Like
makes
the amount
sense.
of time like the amount of times like Stark outsmarting Shunsui was impressive for me. Like you outsmarting two um two like a Soul Reaper that's so bad at Keto that he has to fire it point blank on himself, and you know a Quincy that's like has only fought like bare minimum Hollow, and Uryu does kind of have his nonce moments, but like he should have at least done more to Mayuri. Like he came off with no scratch at the end, no repercussions, like able to just out of nowhere heal Nemu. Like at least when Mayuri fought in the Blood War, he lost some stuff. Like he really lost some stuff, and he had to work his ass off. Xylopro never made him like work. He was just prepared. Uryu made Mayuri work. Like why couldn't Xylopro do that? Immediately when we saw Uryu like do that to Mayuri, like he's stronger. He should be able to do that. So yeah, just solid, very solid Espada. I I'm expecting. I'm always expecting more when I see him like pop up in when I see him pop up in Hell, the Hellverse movie. Yeah, he shows up. Wow, Espada are in Hell. That's cool. They fight like these guys, and he's like he's hyping himself up. Like he's the one hyping himself up so much. It's like, okay, yeah, spank them. You're an Espada, and he just gets clowned in Hell. He gets clowned in Hell. He comes back in the Hell arc in like chapters later, and he just gets like he's trying to scare Renji. Like, bro, like who? Like you're trying to scare Renji after all these years. Like, like, don't you have anything better to do? Yeah.
He's the jailer of Hell now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Solid could be a good placement for him, right below Jushiro.
Yeah, but I'm just memeing. Like, I like Xylopro. I'm glad I get to hear him in there. But check out our Blood War tier list. We'll go over the novels as well, and he does get better.
Absolutely, yeah. He'll get a better form that will definitely go much higher. But coming up next, we can actually do one of the favorites, which is Grimjow Jaegerjack.
Grimjow Jaggerjacks.
Scrapjack, yeah.
Scrapjack.
Get him out of Yami tier. He should never put this Yami
Holy crap. Well, he's strong. Stronger, so.
Yeah, he graces Yami tier, and Yami just dies on the spot. But yeah, when it comes to Grimjow, I mean, he's definitely got to go to Goats. How do you feel about him going in between Renji and Mayuri?
Crap, I want to put him higher, man.
Maybe a little bit higher, yeah. But, like, how high would he go? Because, like, we were very adamant about Renji and Uryu.
Below Byakuya. This guy, I see other people are, like one, Grimjow is, see, he is kind of less relevant and is like, weaker when you, like, go after Bleach, like after his fight, he just gets kind of done in by Notora, and then that's the end of him for a long time. But the hype and build-up this man got as one of the first like true Espada popping up, and just taking out Ichigo so many times to the point where Ichigo has to, holofy and really learn his powers. Like when you see Hollow Ichigo, that's one of my favorite uh like character forms. He's fighting Grimjow. Like those scenes are against Grimjow, and he's very strong, but he's also one of the more he's also very easy to learn. Like a lot of these characters, like Xylopro, uh, Zomari, Aranero, they're very straightforward. They're either smart, fanatic, or full of themselves. Grimjow's a mix is a very good mix. Like he's deep. You see him go through his relationship with like his friends wanting to build him up, and then he just has to leave them. And because that affected him so much, he feels like he needs to be the king. He needs to, be the best, because if that's literally his whole point of his life, of being built up. It has to be for something, and he just has to be better. And he vents that on Ichigo, who, with Ichigo's case, he just has to protect. So these two have very different goals, but the same look of it. Like they have to do something, and that's what makes their rivalry so cool, because it's just two people that are willing to like it makes it almost honorable, because they see it as like a like almost a duel, not just straight up, oh, you're my enemy, I have to take you out, but like you're my rival, like. And that shows when Grimjow like somewhat spares Ichigo. Like he's definitely cucked a lot of the times. Like Okuyar cucks him, Tosin cucks him, and stuff. He just gets taken out of it. But eventually, they do get to fight, and it's awesome. Like, just really brawler fighter, great design, great voice. It's Sukuna's voice, if you guys can hear. And he just he just sounds radical. Like he's wild. He's not like mean or just for being the sake of mean. Like he's has like his moments with like Orihime, and like almost a sort of courtesy to Ichigo when they fight. Yeah, and that's why they bring him back in Blood War, because a lot of people love Grimjow, and he deserves to be this high. Like Uryu and Renji, they're great, but not till Blood War. Grimjow was great. Is one of the best Espada, definitely.
Absolutely. And hey, if we're going along the lines of one of the best Espada, I definitely have to put Noitora right next to Grimjow then, because Noitora does step in and absolutely cheap shot Grimjow, but he makes up for it for just how awesome his character is.
Yeah, him versus Kenpachi is one of my favorite fights in Bleach. You can not watch that and just be like in a haze, like you're watching a movie. It felt like a movie. Him versus Kenpachi, just like the two guys that just tout their strength, but in two different ways. And he like in his he has so many connections, with Nell, with Kenpachi, and well, I guess that's the only ones he needs. But that is a testament to how strong he is, because in that time frame, that one fight, he went through perfectly. I think his fight is the perfect time length for showing your sealed form and then your resurrection.
Yeah,
do you agree?
Of course, absolutely. Because when he showed the sealed form, he was showing off his his hollow hole. When Kenpachi thought he stabbed him through the eye, he comes out showing that his hole is through his eye. He comes out with multiple arms, and he's fighting Kenpachi. Kenpachi has to use kendo just to beat him. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and he's still like, he's such a tough character. like not just his power, but his like character is just tough. Like when he survived Kendo and like got his and Kenpachi's just looking like he's clearly done. He gets clutches his shoulder with like two of his arms, and he's like, huh, you chicken, you scared, you gonna yeah, the fight's not over. Like, oh, that was such a sick moment. You like he kept true to his toughness till the end. He never wavered. He never weakened.
Oh, he did
Uh,
waver. Right at the end, I remember. He wavered right at the end when Kenpachi was gonna just let him go because he wanted to fight him again someday. And Noitora lost his mind and like charged Kenpachi because he thought Kenpachi was calling him weak. And then Kenpachi had to strike him down.
yeah. I mean, like not waver as in like I'm gonna fight you no matter what, sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Um,
Noitora was hell bent on proving that he was the strongest, and he would rather die than back down.
yeah, and that was just great, you know, because he had so much of a fight. He pushed Kenpachi to the limit, which, um, you know, that's something insane. Uh, he fought Ichigo and Nell and Kenpachi in his sealed form.
Yep, that's very true. He was nothing short of absolutely tough.
Uh,
He's a great Espada. But
can you pause the video for a second?
you want to pause the video? Sure, go ahead.
Give me a second. Let's call him. Oh, what's up? Yeah, yeah. I'm just doing. What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can continue the video.
Okay. Are you gonna not contribute for a minute or so?
No, I'm good. They're just okay. So, Noitora, he was a really good character, and if he had more scenes, he would have been higher than Grimjow. So that is what we think.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to Okiura here, the number 4 Espada, he absolutely has to be an iconic. I mean, he can be
Oh,
some people's reasons to watch Bleach. He is the most known Espada. He
no, for
comes
sure.
in, he's the one to capture Orihime to start the whole arc. He's the one that fools Ichigo multiple times. He kills Ichigo multiple times, and Ichigo has to be pushed to every limit possible, even White resurrecting him just to be able to have a chance against him.
Mm. Undisputed fight right there is Espada fight right there is the Vastolorde Ichigo versus second release Okiura. There is not another Espada fight that like you maybe can say Shunsui versus Stark, uh, or but like it's just such a scene, and everything leading up to his rivalry with Ichigo, like it's even better than Grimjow because the dude like literally kills Ichigo and makes him go through. He is one of the only people to make him like rethink his choice of, oh, do I have to fight you no matter what? Like Ukuro is just like none of that. You know, we're having none of that. Uh, I'm gonna if you're not gonna falter, then I'm just gonna put a hole in your chest and you're dead. And um, he has one of the most iconic Espada forms and one of the most like hollow looking appearances. Like he just looks like the staple Espada, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, especially with the second release. He's the only one that has a confirmed second release, and when that is pulled out, you feel nothing but despair because he was absolutely ruining Ichigo in his release form, and when he pulls that second release out, oh my god, you actually feel like there's no hope. He does an excellent
Okay.
job. he's the one that portrays his form of death the best, besides maybe Baragon.
And he has the best hollow abilities. Like, just so cool. His Ceros, how he shoots them are very cool.
Oh yeah.
Not mentioning his abilities, but his mask is also really cool. But when he has like the multiple forms like Cero Oscurus, the Lanzadel Relampago was a sight to see. Just him creating that and making a huge like nuke, and then just showing that he could create like them as much as he wants. Oh, it just insane. I guess maybe not the most diverse abilities, but when he uses them, they're very cool. And how he fights too is also very cool, because he, like Grimjow, isn't a brawler, but he uses his hands. Like, he uses his hands to literally deflect stuff. And when he goes in Second Resurrection, that's even more apparent. When he likes to like fling around Ichigo, fly around, throw rocks at him. Or I don't know. I think Ichigo threw a rock at Ukuyora. But yeah. That's just his like character, but his story is probably just as good. So yeah, definitely iconic. Yeah.
Do you agree that he should be just under Kenpachi when it comes to iconic?
Yes.
Yeah, I think if hopefully there's not a ton left, but if iconic ends up being 5 characters, and that could just be our top 5 right here, that works. But up next we have someone who actually isn't technically an Espada anymore, but she was, and that is Neliel, who was the 3rd Espada. And when it comes to Neliel, she's got to be top of hype, like right here, right above Gin.
Yeah.
Because she starts her story as a little kid, and yeah, she is annoying as hell at first. Like, I didn't like her character. But when she steps up and she shows that she has an adult form and she starts kicking Noitora's ass, she would have bodied Noitora if it wasn't for her time limit. But that was amazing. Like, she comes out showing that she's the 3rd Espada, and then all of a sudden showing her release. It's awesome. That fight almost took out the 5th Espada right there.
Like Noitora didn't even bother transforming. That's how screwed he knew he was.
Yeah, exactly. If he thought he could still win, he would have transformed, but Noitora, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he let the spear like ram him and then just like sat there and was like, oh, okay,
He's
well.
like, shit, well, this is the end for me. It was pure dumb luck that caused him to get the win.
Yeah. So if Nell had like more scenes, more fighting scenes in adult form, she definitely would have been goated. But like, she's definitely really hype when you think about her.
I really hope that the new anime for 1,000-Year Blood War at least gives her a fight, because she needed to show off more of her abilities. I am so ready for that.
Like, the Espada were so cucked in Blood War.
Oh yeah. And it sucks too, because the Espada are exactly what counter the Quincy's, so they should have had more screen time.
You know who got more fight than the Espada?
Who's that?
The Fraction.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Mayuri resurrected some Fraction, and they got a fight, whereas Nell and Grimjow didn't.
That's so weird. Oh well. But anyway, moving on, we do have the third. What's that?
Second. To put her below Gin.
Oh, you want to put her below Gin? Is that fair?
Actually, wait a second. Okay. Actually, dang. Crap, I forgot who's in hype. Yeah, she's like, sadly gonna have to go even lower, cause like, her scene is cool, but it's so freaking brief. It's not even a fight. I'm shocked, but I'm gonna have to say she's at the bottom of hype.
You want to put her even below Ikaku?
Yeah, like, I don't think her scene is as cool as Ikaku's Bankai fight. Like, that was, yeah. I mean, like, her character is great, but for what she shows up as, like, it's nothing really.
I guess you're right about that. But
Yeah,
alright, we'll have to
well,
put her at the bottom of hype then.
think about it. Let's go through the line. Okay, Gin versus Ichigo, like better? You think?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think seeing the entire city get like divided in half in the
Yeah.
blink of an eye is pretty scary.
Amishi no Yari, the Hollow Mask coming out. Yeah, and then all of Toshiro's scenes, him versus Haribel, just him having like a cool Zanpakuto and popularity, that stuff. Uh, Soifon, Bankai Soifon and Baragon, Tosin, Holification Tosin, and then Bankai Ikaku. All those scenes do sadly trump Nell's adult form. Uh, so because they had actual fights, whereas Nell just kind of showed up, spanked Noritora, and Noritora just like didn't even do anything
Yeah.
against her. And but yeah, uh,
Alright, but we still have Haribel left. So if it comes down to Haribel, she is actually one of the Espada that I think should have had far more screen time than even Nell, because she got a good fight against Toshiro, and she was doing well when it came to fighting multiple different lieutenants. Like,
oh yeah, she was unmatched. Like
oh
she
yeah,
was act but strong. Like only Aizen had to take her down, and he didn't even kill her.
yeah, Aizen literally sliced her apart, and she still survived. I don't know why he would do that. He robbed us of a very good fight. But overall, when it comes to her representation, I was thinking about it. I might want to put her like just below Orihime when it comes to solid, because I think she's solid, but I also think that she was only like remedially putting on pressure to Toshiro, and then she got robbed. She was like
Yeah,
starting to get hype and then got cut off.
like Haribel is. I don't even know if she's cool. She can be cool, but she's a female that just like, oh yeah, she's strong, and then you don't really think any of that. Like I never saw much personality in Haribel. She just did cool. She just did like strong attacks, and then like you know, yeah. Um.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's a good placement there.
Mhm.
Well, we could definitely talk a lot more about the second Espada, which is Baragon, the king of Hueco Mundo. And oh my god, this guy, he comes out with some of the craziest fights in the show.
Oh yeah, one of the coolest Espada. Just like so like, and especially when you don't know what his second form is, when you watch Bleach and you see like the first guy is just this old dude, and yeah, it makes sense. Old guys in anime are very strong. But like when you start like seeing his ability, it's just so teased, Uh, him just fighting Soifon, and she just starts getting slower, and Soifon's a very fast character, but like yeah, that like Baragon had the first infinite, like had the first limitless from like Jujutsu Kaisen. Like that was
Pretty
Baragon.
much.
Yeah, and when he touched her, like it's you start like, oh wow, he aged her bones or whatever. Um, but then it hits you. He releases, and it's just a completely different character. Like it just skyrockets your vision of him, because his look is literally like I mentioned Ukiura was the perfect look of a Espada. Baragon is the perfect look of a Hollow. Like it's just metal, and his ability, it's fearsome. For the King of Hollows, Hollows are supposed to be scary. What's scarier than a black fog that you can't like do anything, and it just ages. Even it just ages you. Even Keto can be like is aged like so fast. And like seeing Soifon just like lose her hand, and oh, and of course like when him and Hachi still did their combination, and it still failed, and you just see him emerge from the smoke with like his crown cracked, and he just goes ballistic. He just goes ape on this on masked Hachi is even cooler because he's like mocking like, oh, you dare masquerade as pretend to be a hollow, you filth, you swine, and it's just spamming his Respira against everything, and finally it touches Hachi, and this is why Hachi is so high, is oh well we don't even have him yet, crap.
No, he's going to be coming up next in the
Yeah. Yeah, but it's because Hachi does this super cool Uno reverse card, and and then boom, he just starts exploding, and then this awesome like speech of him, mocking everyone for even daring to like kill him and stuff, and he's just going all crazy, and it's like the speed lines, the shaking of the screen, and finally he throws his axe. I was like, crap, he's gonna hit Hachi, he's gonna kill him, he's gonna take him down with him. And it goes right past towards Aizen. And you just hear this beautiful backstory of Aizen usurping Baragon's throne, taking over Hoiko Mundo, making him look like a fool, and even putting him in a place in his own rank, a king. How could you do that? And he's just cursing Aizen with his very last breath. It's a boom. Aizen looks at him and his axe just shatters, and that is the end of the King of Hueco Mundo.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Role in the story is so good.
Yeah. Goat.
Absolutely a goat. Do you want to put... He's got to be above Grimjow for sure, because the way he just comes into the story and rules all of the Fate Katakura town is so amazing. It's goated. But do you want to put him above someone like Byakuya or Shinsui? What do you think?
You can't match up to Byakuya's significance and the amazing job he set as the first antagonist, but Baragon is definitely above Grimjow. Well, that's even debatable.
It could be, but like I'd say
maybe,
let's keep him there. Because like you said, Grimjow actually can get exploited pretty easily when it comes to his fighting style, and that's exactly what Ichigo did. But when it comes to Baragon, the only thing that could really kill him was his own power.
Yeah, he lived a champ. I think that's one thing that you could put above Grimjow. Is Grimjow, eventually kind of just faded away, yeah. Whereas Baragon, like, went out like a boss. So yeah.
Absolutely. And then the Primera Espada Stark. When it comes to the Primera Espada, this might be a hot take, but I mean, this man's got to go to the top of GOAT. Okay, he is so good of a character.
That's Stark now. Like the things so this is part 2. We lost our footage. And man, we were raving about Stark for a good chunk, but now that we're here to say things again about Stark.
Yeah, time to put the rave back on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Vince, tell me, what was your favorite scene from the Stark's fight?
When it comes to, I was thinking about it. When it comes to my favorite scene, I think it has to be a combination, because I started to learn, I think it was during the Stark fight, that the aspects of death that every one of the Espada portray is the way that every Espada died as well. And I learned that through Stark himself. It was the one scene when he's in Resurrection form, and he's fighting with Lillianette, because Lillianette she's the wolves. And that one scene where Lillianette is attacking Shunsui, and all of a sudden you just see Stark whip his head around, and he's panicking, and he just goes, Lillianette! And you just see the smoke clear, and Lillianette is there as the wolves, and she's like, I'm right here, dude, don't yell. And the same thing happens. Like, later on, they try a desperate measure against Shunsui, where Lillianette dives towards Shunsui as the wolves, and she blows up, and Stark does it again. He whips his head around, and he goes, Lillianette! And there's just silence.
Oh
like,
yeah.
you're
Actually said-
expecting Lillian to say that she's still there again, but there's just silence.
Yeah, the last thing she says is Stark's name and just goes into it. And I mentioned this before to Vince, but like she really didn't have to do that.
She probably didn't know.
Yeah. But like that completely changed the battle for me. Like that right there changed the tone for the whole entire duration. And
Yeah.
knowing that Shunsui too, like he's just fight like it's just so pointless. It just turned into like, what the heck? What is this? It's not a battle anymore. It's just like survival. Because right there, I knew like Stark was, kind of just taking like the easiest approach to it. But now that Lionette just like got freaking extinguished, he literally has no other like reason but to fight. Like it's just that's his final stand. And now, why I mentioned that, why I asked what your favorite scene is, that's one of like 10.
Oh yes.
Stark's fight. Like, when I said Kenpachi vs. Noritora was a movie, Stark vs. Shunsui is a saga. Is like a whole ass like anime on its own, because he not only fights Stark, he fights Stark not only fights Shunsui, he fights Ukitake. He fights Rose and Love, 2 visors, and he's kind of cliche to say, but he's also fighting himself. Like, this man is not taking it seriously up until the point Lilnet dies, and even then he's really wavering. Like, till the very end when he's clashing swords with Shunsui, he's like, why do I have to fight someone this strong? But he's not. That's the thing. He was losing himself. He was talking about, he meant character, not strength, character. Because Stark is #1 Espada. He fought multiple captains on his own, and that was and he easily could still take all of them. Like the only opponent left was Shunsui, and Shunsui was battered, broken, well, not broken, but beaten up, and he still says, why I have to fight someone this strong? It's because Shunsui's character is stronger than him. He is what Stark needed to be in the Espada, but he wanted different. He wanted a different life. Shunsui is the perfect example of what Stark could have been had he been a Soul Reaper, someone with a carefree, loving friends, what Stark basically wanted to be. But at the end of the day, you still need to fight and let go all of your attachments to like your personal life. When you're fighting, you have to be an animal. You have to be serious, and Stark wasn't that. That's why he lost.
Exactly.
He lost.
That's beautifully said.
Yeah, so that's why I like Stark. That's why he's a GOAT, because literally you can find tons of messages in his fight, tons of material, great design, great everything. Everything's great. Why he's lower than Okiura is because you can't really beat Okiura.
Yeah.
It's Ai's favorite. He's the most iconic like appearance. Has like 20 more appearances in the story and moments in the story rather than Stark. Yeah, for what Stark did, he did the most out of any Espada with his time, by far.
Exactly. And I guess we do have 2 little DLCs or something, but we have Wonderwise here. There's not much to say about him because he doesn't have a personality, but where would you put him?
So, believe it or not, I actually like Wonderwise. I don't like, but like, I like what he did. I like that. I don't like that he off-screened Kensei. That was good. But him like going toe-to-toe with Mashiro in her hollow form, that was kind of sick. But why I like Wonderwise is because he is a dummy, and he is lame in his kid form. But when he goes Extinguisher, holy frick. That made the man Yamamoto go out in his first fight. Like, dude was literally built for a reason. Like, Aizen built him for that one reason, is to have that one hype fight, and he did it. He like,
different.
what? And that's why I gotta put him in hype, because that's what he like Wonder Wise, you might think, oh, he's hype, but like, bro, look at the Wonder Wise versus Yamamoto fight, and tell me, how many things come up when you type in Yamamoto versus? And
Honestly,
I'll
like 3 things.
yeah, this is the only guy that made Yamamoto work. Not like because Aizen made him, but him holding in the explosion, like that's what made Yamamoto jump in and screw himself. Like it was all Wonder Wise.
Exactly.
Body
So,
was literally yeah
so what do you think? Bottom of hype?
yeah bottom five.
Okay, that works. And then we just got this guy. Do you remember his name? Because he was like right in between. He's the commander of like all the lower espadas, I believe, and he's got the cloning ability. He's the guy that separated in between the Noitora fight and the Okiura fight.
I can search for his name, but I don't think that matters because pretty he's pretty mid.
Yeah, you want to put him like right below Unohana?
He's not better than the man down Kanoji.
That's true.
Yeah.
Below Hanataro as well, because Hanataro at least does some stuff as well. He
Yeah.
had a cool ability, but like I said, he's a filler kind of
I don't
guy.
even know if I can like put him above all the others because at least I know their names, you know?
That's true. What do you think? Do you want to put him right here? Because these two are probably the bottom of mid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that works then. So then, I guess that is the end of the Arrancar arc then. Or not
Perfect.
exactly, because we do have the visors. They count as the Arrancar arc.
Visors, let's go.
So let me put all the visors up here. And that's the Fullbring arc. Okay, so we have the visors. And the
I'm
first
gonna-
one we can start with.
Did we talk about the Fullbringers?
Not last time, no. We cut it off at the visors because we ran out of time. So
Okay,
that will
we're-
be original talking points.
Shinji, starting off with Shinji? You
He's
sure?
Awesome. Yeah, pretty much because he's the leader of the visors, the unofficial leader. But
He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
GOAT. Where do you think we could put him? Because
Above, crap. Grimjaw Noitora. Below Noitora.
okay, because he's good. He comes in, has an awesome design, awesome character. He introduces us to the concept of a visor. He clowns on Grimjow the first time around, makes him run.
I just love seeing Shinji. That's it.
Shinji's just lovable.
Yeah, he's a cool ass man. And when you first see him, he's like goofy, and you kind of think like, oh, he's a weirdo. But he completely flips on his head. It's like, wow, this guy is actually like smooth, you know. And he's like a big inspiration for
Gorillas.
it's not. Well, see, we've dabbled in Bleach lore and making our own stuff, and
Fan fiction.
yes, so Shinji having his group of specialty characters, we thought, hey, we could do the same. So he's kind of an inspiration, He's the cool, like he's cool when he doesn't have to be. Like when he doesn't try, he's just cool. And obviously, his story goes way back in Bleach lore with like
the pendulum.
he was the captain of Aizen. Can you imagine that?
Exactly. Crazy.
Yeah, great mask. Really an innovative fighter. Uses hollow abilities. Has a really interesting Zanpakuto. Fought Aizen. Freaking like. And yes, he was one of the last people to fall in the captains versus Aizen's versus Aizen. I think he was the last person actually.
That's
He
true.
when Toshiro stabs Momo and finally and like stand up be strong starts playing, it's like da, 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 and then they all just rush in at Aizen, and there's like and Shinji's the last guy, and then Aizen actually has to do like a little like a flash step trick. It's like goes back and forth.
Yeah.
So that was
He was tricking Aizen up as well during their fight, but then it turned out he wasn't even there, so doesn't help in the long run. But if it was really Aizen there, he would at least have come out with some damage. So that's something that not a lot of captains can boast.
Oh yeah. Like he was one of the first people to actually. I don't even know. I don't know if he did damage Aizen, but I think he did. In that actual fight, uh, he got the slash off and stuff, and
That's
like
good.
his fight was against Aizen. That's incredible. Out of all the characters, and like not even Yamamoto got to fight Aizen. Can you believe
true.
that?
Yeah, Yamamoto kind of had to back off.
Oh
But-
yeah. Speaking of which, you know a character we did miss?
What's that?
Ishin.
Ishin? Oh yeah, that's true. We could probably put Ishin in here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Where
Get
is
him.
he now?
Oh, he's right. Yep, that row.
Yeah, so alright. What do we do
And-
next?
We don't have Nanao.
You know?
Yeah, you know Shinsui's lieutenant?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We
it
can
ma-
throw you now in there as well.
yeah, no problem. I don't mind missing Nanao, but like Shinsui needs us the spotlight. I think Ryukin also. Ryukin too is cool.
Where is
He's
Ryukin?
keep going down. Oh, do you want to talk about Kaien, or or do you not want to?
Probably don't need to talk about Kaien all that much.
Okay.
You see him?
Oh, one sec. Did you pause the video? Hello? Scott, are you there?
Let's keep me hydrated. Are you back? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Did
At
you
least-
pause?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. They
No worries.
but yeah, so good thing we can just clip things out.
Yeah,
so let's-
exactly. I can make quick edits to get these little pauses out.
So Ryukin, move your mouse cursor right into the oh, are you moving your mouse cursor? Okay.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Okay.
Go down.
Good doing.
Go up one. And in that row is in the middle is Ryukin.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Does he do much until like the 1,000-Year Blood War? Because we can always do him during the 1,000-Year Blood War.
I mean, he shows up in he does do something in the original series, so that's why like we can just give him a quick rating, like because his fight he is cool in his fight against Uryu, where Uryu loses his Let's Steal, and in that section between Hueco Mundo and Soul Society, Uryu has to get his powers back. Because, or not his powers, but he has to be able to collect Reishi again, because he used all of it up with the Let's Steal, and that's when he goes to Ryukin, who's his father that doesn't really just leaves him alone and is not really there, and there's a reason for that. But Ryukin is he's all right. He's like I don't know if I want to put him mid because I actually like him, but
He
I
might
mean,
end up being like bottom of mid because he honestly really doesn't do much.
yeah. Like you can, where do you think you'd put him? I would put him above Unohana because he has a cool fight with Uryu.
That is true.
Yeah, do you remember that fight?
I do remember, yeah. And then
Okay.
Ishin, where would you want to put him?
Oh, Ishin. Ishin's an actual freaking sick character. Like I love Ishin. This is Ichigo's freaking dad, and he is an amazing character in Bleach. Dude has so many comedic moments. Especially like he has two different forms, like him outside of work and him during work. 'Cause,
Exactly.
remember the scene when Renji came and shot him with a shotgun?
Yes, I do remember that.
And all the times he raves about like Masaki and his kids and fights Ichigo. That was the one of the funniest moments of Bleach when Ichigo was still like we still like saw them at the house and he was just like beating the hell out of Ichigo. Like what the frick? They were fighting. So and then finally that super cool reveal with Grand Fisher coming and it's like it's just a it's a Soul Reaper. You immediately see it's Ishin, but you don't know like he's a captain or anything. You just see like his that thing on his arm that's like a torn cloak from Soul Reaper, and then you learn that like oh that's like a part of his captain's uniform from back then, and his first explanations of how Zanpakuto swords like if they didn't control their spiritual pressure, these swords would be like skyscrapers. Like that was
Exactly. That is an
really,
amazing line.
and he takes it out on Grand Fisher, the hollow that killed his wife. Like that's amazing. And then, like, yes, he doesn't appear till later on, till the very end. But oh boy, like, is this character not at least hype? Because he, like,
You want to know where I want to put him?
where?
Up in GOAT.
Yeah,
Right above Shinsui. Or Shuhei.
like when I mention the stuff that Ishin does, he like he deserves he is a goat. He is the definition of a goat because he obviously he raised Ichigo. He was a good father, really good father, and is like and finally saves him at his like most dire moment. Comes in against Aizen, not just regular Aizen, Hogyoku fusion Aizen.
Chrysalis Eyes, and I believe it was.
So this guy not like so Aizen is just starting to fuse with the Hogyoku, and this is where Ichigo is going against Gin, and they both and they're both talking before this, coming up with a plan and talking to things. It's like really cool, this dynamic, like oh Soul Reaper father and everything. And when they appear, it's just so sick because you see that just like this, you see Ichigo hop over and clash with Gin, and the building just starts like gets slashed down, and Eyes is just descending while you see what pans out to Ishin just making a regular slash. It's like, oh my god, this is going down. Ichigo's father versus Eyes, and if you see this, if you go through the Blood War, you'll see the significance of this because, oh man, Aizen had a frick ton of things like influence on Ishin's life.
Good
Like,
lord.
oh, yeah, like this man's, they have beef. And Ishin doesn't know this, but Aizen does. So, they fight. There's some really cool scenes. The finger pushback, remember he did against Aizen?
I do remember that, yes.
I'm soaring through the buildings. And finally, they fuse, and he's in a team with Orihara and Hero Armor Yorichi, and he's the MVP.
That's true. He has to carry them a little bit.
Yeah, and like they do this final attack with like one of the coolest moves. Orihara does his coolest move, um, where he does frick, yeah.
I think it was the cage.
Yeah, Jutsu Tsunagi, he wraps, throws like a wrapper of Kido, and it just locks him down in place, and he flies down and stabs the wrapper, and a bunch of like explosive balls just start forming towards the opponent. Finally, you think like, oh, it's just gonna be, maybe like burn him a bit, and it just outshoots this huge pillar fire, like almost as big as, like, oh, probably as big Hado as Itokaso, which Yamamoto did on Aizen.
That's
And
true.
it off, that didn't do crap to Aizen. But you know what did? Ishin, right out of the smoke, does a Getsuga Tensho. Ishin.
Just to flex.
Yes, like, holy crap. Like, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I never thought I'd hear it from anyone but Ichigo, but, like, man, now, like, that just, the things like that shows is that, like, Getsuga Tensho is, like, a family technique or, like, inheritance or something like that. And this is in sealed. This is Ishin sealed. He
That's
did a Getsuga.
true. Oh my god. So, I think Goat is definitely a good place for Ishin then. And, before we do the rest of the visors, what about Nanao? Does Nanao really do much?
I don't know if Ishin should be, actually, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now,
I
yeah,
kind of
so
want Nanao to win.
I hyped up Ishin a lot. Now I'm gonna de-hype myself with Nanao.
Yeah.
Nanao's Garbo.
She is kind of lame.
Like, she has a good aesthetic, but her character's not like bad, but she's just not.
She
She
can't really do anything.
Yeah, she's like Isane, so I think mid would be fine. Like, put her next to Asane.
Okay,
Both serve the same role of being nothing lieutenants.
that's true.
Maybe a bit better. Cause I think I'll put above Nanao because her dynamic with Shunsui is pretty funny sometimes.
Okay, that works. So at least there's some jokes.
Yeah.
But if we move on to the better written characters, we can start with this is Hiyori, right?
Yes, Hiyori.
From the Visors. And honestly, the Visors are a very cool group. But honestly, half their members we could probably blow right through because they don't have a lot of in the ways of backstory or personality. And even when it comes to Hiyori, I would just put her in hype, like just below Ikaku, because she's a good character. She has some of the more personality of the Visors. She's got a cool sword and a cool mask. But other than that, that's pretty much all she contributes to the story. But her contributions are pretty hype.
Yeah. Yeah, when she shows up, she does some cool stuff. And let's see, hype. Where you wait, no. Yeah, hype. Probably bottom of hype because I don't see any scenes with her that would be like above Wonder Weiss versus Yamamoto or Nell versus Noritora. She doesn't really have either. Like, she does cool stuff, but like she's a very nothing fighter in the Haribel one. Like, she smacks her down like once. Gets completely fodderized by Gin. Makes Ichigo kind of scared a little bit with like the first Hollow Mask scene. But yeah, like honestly, I think Ukitake scenes are better than Hiyori's. What do you think?
Put her down in mid or solid?
Yeah, like, I don't really see any reason to be hyped for Hiyori. Like, her mask is cool, but everyone in the Visors has a mask.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, so that works. She could just be solid because it's
so this is weird because Vince, Haribel is below Hiyori, but I don't know if that's like, oh no, Haribel isn't that. I don't know.
Yeah, she kind of gets robbed just before she can do anything amazing towards Hiyori.
Do you think she's better than Opera?
No. So we gotta put her below Opera.
Do you think she's better than Orihime?
For the most part, yes. I like Orihime's character, and I don't think Orihime's useless, but Orihime does fall off a lot during the Arrancar arc, so I could say that Hiyori at least does more.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Then that's a fair placement.
Yeah, and when it comes to the other Espada, sorry, not Espada, the Visors, let's at least talk about someone else who we can get some stuff out about, and that's Hachi. And Hachi, I think Hachi's going above Hiyori, that's for sure. I actually
Yeah.
want to put him in hype. What do you think? Should we put him in hype just above Ikaku?
Hmm.
Because
Okay. Yeah. His freaking performance. He carried Soifon. Actually, Soifon didn't even need to be there. Her ability did absolutely nothing against Baragon.
well,
Hachi,
it did crack his mask. She was able to at least crack Baragon.
like, how stupid is that? Her Bankai, which is a glass cannon, which she can only fire once or twice at most, is only able to crack his mask. Not even his regular form. Like, see, remember, oh yeah, how much he exploded when Hachi's technique went off? Like, he literally just started combusting.
Yeah.
Whereas Soifon, like, and this is with the help of Hachi. Like, she would have dealt no damage if it wasn't with Hachi's help. So even with all that, it cracked his mask. So how many do you think it would take her? How many of those nukes would it take to kill Baragon with Hachi's help? Like 10, 20? Like,
Maybe
Hachi's just
so.
built different.
And
And
then Hachi bodies Baragon at the end of it.
yeah, he loses his arm, but he's like, or is yeah, but he's like, dang, like, man was like the first Bleach character to body someone with none of like the conventional power-ups, because like he used his mass, of course, to amp in his abilities, but no Shikai, no Zanpakuto, just pure raw Kido, and that's like why Hachi is one of the saviors of Kido, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Because if you can do that against number 2 Espada,
Yeah.
um, so
So I think I see what you're saying here. Do you want to put him above Soifon?
uh,
Because he
mm,
does kind of carry her during part of that fight. And Soifon is an amazing fighter, and she does have an amazing moment with Aizen, but that moment is her getting clowned on. Hachi, however, I don't think ever gets clowned on. He comes in, he rocks Baragon pretty badly, loses his arm, saves Kido.
Soifon is higher because of all her other scenes and her other importance with like Yoriichi and stuff.
Alright.
I also wouldn't put him above Tosin, because qualified Tosin is the Tosin versus Shuhei and Komamura fight is a whole ass fight. Hachi does like mostly take the brunt of the Baragon fight, but like Tosin, like we got to remember with a lot of these characters we're putting above, they just have more impact on the story. Like they're just like they just have more scenes, more of everything. Like Tosin, I remember saying, yeah, he goes all the way back to the Soul Society, you know, against Kenpachi and Komamura, and then he goes to Hueco Mundo and has cool scenes with, you know, reprimanding Grimjow and using Hien, and then he goes this guy has a saga, whereas Hachi, he's carrying out his worth off of one battle alone, and also like the multiple scenes where he like helps out restricting Hollow Ichigo in their training, but that's about it, you know. I want to give him more, but like him and Ikaku, they're shafted in scenes, whereas Ikaku's more shafted in general. But yeah, so that's why I'd put him lower than
Okay.
Soifon.
That makes sense then. But we still have the rest of the Espada. Just going from the back, I think I remember when it came to Love, we kind of put him at the top of the lane just because he has a Shikai that miraculously does nothing. In the one fight that he's in. And that is shameful. Like, he's an okay character at best in a team that is massively hype. He's not exactly anything to look at. His Shikai is honestly nothing to look at. It does nothing. And he kind of almost dies when it comes to fighting Stark. So I think we put him at the top of lane because of that.
Yeah, you're right. Cause this guy could be mid, but he just lames himself. He's a captain, but he doesn't have a bond guy. He looks like he belongs in a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
He's freaking
He's
fire.
a tracksuit. Like, what is he, Russian?
Yeah, his fires on Pakto doesn't do anything fire. It wishes it was fire against the Stark fight. Like Stark didn't even acknowledge his existence, whereas Rose, did the one thing where he popped all of Stark's wolves, and then Love just gets decimated. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and since you were talking about Rose, when it comes to Rose, I think I'm going to put Rose right up in mid, just above Uryu's dad. And for that exact reason, because Rose, he's got a cool design. He's a musician.
He's cooler than Nemu. I think he's cooler than Zomari and Nemu.
Yeah,
but
that
I don't know
makes sense.
I don't know if that's makes him above in terms of the story.
I'd say
So
just what he contributes is good enough, just because he helps a ton. He basically keeps Love alive during the Stark fight,
and he gets massively better in the Blood War.
Absolutely.
He actually actual captain and stuff. So that's cool.
His aesthetic is nice. His entire demeanor is nice. Overall, just a musical Shikai is something that I think anyone can get behind. I think he's really good. I forget this person's name though. Do you remember what this girl's name is, despite the fact that she says it 100 times per episode?
Mashiro.
Yeah, where are we putting Mashiro?
We're putting her in her own tier, Mashiro kick.
Mashiro kick tier? Alright, let's see. I'm gonna have to make that right now. Put it right below lane. Mashiro kick tier.
Yeah, make it like a little green. Yeah, same green, nice.
Yeah.
Alright.
There we go, Mashiro kick.
Yeah, besides being hyped up with she has the longest holification of any Espada.
Gets 10 minutes.
Gets punched out in her own her own expertise of fighting against some bum brain damaged kid that can't even speak properly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the extent.
Mashiro is pretty good, but she's just not great. If we had
to seriously rank her, she would still be below mid, honestly.
Yeah, she kind of is a very one-trick pony. But Kensei, Kensei had a pretty good highlight in the Turn Back the Pendulum arc. Where would you put him?
Kensei's cool. He suffers from a lot of coquetry.
Yeah.
And just and I don't know what Kubo wants to do with this guy, because he shows up in Blood War again, and he does the same thing to Kensei, and it's kind of sad. But I'm gonna have to go mid again, above Rose, because at least he has some importance, some significance to Shuhei. And
oh yes, I do love his importance to Shuhei.
Yeah. But besides that, he is the joke of the Vizards.
Besides Love, of course.
Yeah, more than Love, because at least Love got to contribute and fight against Stark.
Oh yeah.
Kensei just straight up was Mashiro, stand back. I got this. Bankai, Tenkin touch Kaze. It's and Wonder Weiss in base form was going at him, and he gets off screen.
It's so shameful. I can't believe that.
Like, what the frick? Are you trying to be in Yami tier? Like, are you seriously trying, my man?
Hey, he's at
Please.
least not offensive. The lowest you could ever go is trash.
But like my man, like pushed him, like used the hypest method of Bleach, where you tell someone you're gonna protect them and then you go into Bankai. That's the iconic Bleach hype scenario, and he just washes it. Like he just completely like disgraces that. Like it's cringe. Like when I see Wonder Boys just pop out of nowhere, it's like, oh my god, man. He did. Are you telling me Kensei did nothing to that kid?
Very
Like,
true. But other than that, where would you put Lisa on the list? This is Lisa, correct?
yes, that is Lisa.
Honestly,
The up to now.
I think she's way better than me now. That's for sure. I think I'd put her
She's
right below Rose
she
though.
I think she's better than Rose and Kensei.
Oh
You want to know
really?
why?
Why's that?
Because she has a oh, one second. Can you pause it?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm back. Had to grab my charger.
No worries.
Percent. Oh, 7% actually. But yeah. Tell me when it's going
No,
again.
we're all good. Go right ahead.
Okay. So why Lisa is better than Kensei and Rose is because she has a pretty good dynamic with Shunsui as well, and she's actually the upgrade to a character we know, and has pretty decent scenes against Haribel, because her contribution is pretty good. Like she's she um yeah, she has some like funny scenes uh with like her perversion. Do you remember that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, like she can be funny, and yeah, she just doesn't get like she doesn't get as um ignored than Kensei and Rose, what I think puts her above. Like she does her aesthetic good and keeps it that way. Especially when she reaches the Aizen fight. Like Rose, Rose and the well, Kensei didn't even make it to the Aizen fight, so maybe we should put Rose higher than Kensei.
All right, there we go. I can edit this all down and such as well, so we won't have any problem.
All right, great.
All right. So, where would you put Lisa on the list? Is talking after we've talked all about that.
Let's see.
Honestly, I feel like she should go at least nearby Rose, simply because they are of the same caliber. I'd say.
Uh oh wait, yeah. He's on there.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got Rose.
so right above Kensei would be good.
We don't have Kensei yet. Kensei's coming up next.
Crap. Oh my god, I'm looking at the list.
Things went fine at Nana's?
Hold on one sec, Noon. Sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry, things went fine at Nana's?
Yeah, things went just fine.
Good.
No worries. I can cut all that out. Let's just start from
yeah,
where we talked about Rose.
sure.
I believe we talked about Rose just before Love. So
We'll have the list.
I still have the list, yeah.
Okay. So, hmm. You know what?
What's that?
Uh, I don't know. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. I was considering for a second, thinking we could raise the three visors to solid, but then I'm like, hmm. Well, we also have Aranero and Zomari in mid,
Yeah,
and they fight. So maybe I don't know. Do you think it would be good to raise everyone who had a fight in solid?
that could work. Yeah. Do you want? Are you saying you want Rose and Lisa to be in solid?
So it would be all the visors we have in mid, and it would be Aranero and I don't know. Like, what do you think about it?
That could.
Because everyone in mid, besides them, they don't really have like a. s- Well, I mean, Ryu can also sort of has a fight.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, they're weird. I think it's fine where it's at. It's
Okay.
just a good thought.
Because
But
like
yeah,
everyone in solid at least has like their own moments, but I don't
yeah,
think some of the that
moments
could
is
work.
right.
So what do you think? Is Lisa good going underneath or above Rose?
She's good at above rows still.
Okay.
The placements are still the same.
Yeah. And with Kensei, uh, I believe we talked a little bit earlier about how he was good, but he got kind of shafted when it came to his Bonkai because he got off screened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder Weiss really fucked him up, so that wasn't good at all. Um, Kensei can go above Nemu still, because Nemu is still kind of just a side character. She has some moments, but she doesn't really have her own defining moments.
Uh, Give me a second. I have to do a customer.
All right.
Sorry about that. That was a big ass propane exchange.
Propane exchange.
All right, back to it.
No worries. Like I said, I can just cut these out as long as
Yeah,
OBS doesn't fuck me again.
thank goodness.
Okay, and the last one we gotta do is Mashiro. Where
Oh
would
man, I miss the rants. I don't think I can
yeah?
bring up.
What's
Okay.
that?
Yeah, but Mashiro, she
Mashiro
if
kick.
if Ken if Kensei was put into mid for losing to Wonder Weiss, then Mashiro is even worse because her that was her main fight. Again, it was against Wonder Weiss, and even with Kensei, you can imply that he fought the released Wonder Weiss in his Bankai. Mashiro just kind of got like um just punched out. One punch too. It was just one regular ass punch,
Was
and
it
she was
actually only one punch?
yeah, yeah. She took one freaking punch to the face
Good lord.
after her mask broke, and that was it. Like, and to think about it, like you have to be really cool to be a Hakuda fighter in Bleach. She she like literally didn't even have she didn't use any keto. All she had was her mask and like Mashiro kick. So yeah.
So how about under Kensei then? Or actually, is Nemu a little bit better than her?
Actually we have the they can see your screen, right?
Yeah, I'm recording it right now. Do you want me to share my screen with you?
Oh no, it's good.
Okay.
Um but yeah, they don't know this, but we have a tier called Mashiro kick for her.
Oh boy, okay, here we go. You have to make Mashiro kick.
Mashiro kick again.
Let's see. Oh, hold on a sec. Mashiro kick. I gotta change the colors of these. Yeah, there we go. And what's next on the thing? Let me make this blue. Yeah, there we go. So
All right.
Mashiro will go in the Mashiro kick tier.
Awesome.
Nice.
And who is up next?
There we go. Actually, yeah, let me switch their colors real quick because I just exchanged them. This one. There we go. Gatekeeper's gonna be above lame.
Huh.
Alright. What were you saying? Well, actually, yeah, we have as our final group, we have the Fullbringers. So,
Oh, we did all the visors?
yep, we
Okay.
are officially done with all the visors. So let's see. To recap, we have Shinji and Goat right in between Uryu and Noitora. We have Hachi in Hype right in between. Um, oh, I'm forgetting his name. Why am I forgetting his name? Uh, Baldy, Caped Baldy over here, and
Oh,
Tosin. We have Hiyori in between Orihime and Cyalopero, and then we have most of the others in mid, and Mashiro in her own tier, Mashiro kick, and
nice.
then
Okay.
yeah, and then Rose is the one lame one because he does nothing.
Yep.
All right, so we'll try to go a little faster with these ones because this arc does have some pretty honestly lame villains, but we can start out with one of the best, which is Ginjo Kujo. Now, what do we like about Ginjo Kujo?
Uh, he was a pretty smart guy. His plan, you can give him a lot of credit uh, for really like making that work against through like all of Ichigo's friends too. Like he outsmarted Ichigo, his friends got what he wanted, which was the Soul Reaper powers, and he would have succeeded in everything if Soul Society hadn't intervened. So that whole plan was pretty hype. and obviously his forms were pretty cool, especially when he did the Getsuga Tensho.
Oh
That was
yeah.
a really cool moment.
Being able
Uh,
to copy all of Ichigo's abilities was certainly an awesome fight.
and it is a bit of a stretch, but Ginjo like using like going into Bankai to match Ichigo.
Yep.
Like,
He's
so
a
yeah.
he's pretty hype, honestly. Do you want to put him up in hype?
One sec. Another customer. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. Like I said, I can just cut all this
Bro,
out.
bro, freaking customer just comes in and stares and walks out. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, Ginjo is pretty hype. He's not the most hype guy, but he's definitely up there.
I'd say he's
What
more hyped
Fullbring?
than Wonder Weiss in the least, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so I'd put him in between Wonder Weiss and Neliel. That should be good. And then his secret right hand man, which is Tsukishima, I
Oh,
believe,
one
right?
sec, another customer. All right, now it just gets ass crazy, ass busy all of a sudden. Uh,
No
but
worries. And now, uh, and now we have Ginjo's secret right hand man, which is Tsukishima. And I know you have a lot to say about this because just like I hate Yami, you hate Tsukishima, isn't that right?
uh, it's very unintentional hate. Maybe it's not even hate. Maybe it's just the amount of slime he gets away with. But yeah, I had a lot. I had a lot to say first time we did this.
Yeah,
I don't think I can ever recreate the that insane moment where I
yeah,
just piled Tsukushima in the tier list. But I will say this: any Tsukushima fan, you it you really have to reach with this guy because he's literally hard carried by his ability, and everything he does is kind of is pretty slimy. Like he's not a outright bad character, but he just weasels his way into like plot point. Especially like in the Fullbring arc, he's gaslighting Ichigo and his friends, getting him on his side, going into battles he should not like win. Um, and at the end of all that, he's supposed to be a smart character and all. Book of the End, I know all your abilities, I've been with you since you were born, gets outsmarted by like one of the most like bare bones thing ever, which is just uh Byakuya holding a couple petals and just like boom, there you go. And testament to how he's not strong at all. Like he gets one shot by a couple petals.
yeah, that's
So
very true.
this guy was just like literally it was like going into a Dark Souls battle, just like dodging 99% of the time. He makes one mistake and boom. Uh Crap, another custom. Oh my god, this sucks. This is not fun. But yeah, what do you like about Tsukushima though?
I genuinely like Tsukushima because he was a very manipulative villain. Like he's obviously not on the level of Aizen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what he did, we were led to believe that he was some master manipulator. He killed all of Ginjo's last team, and he was someone that absolutely had to be stopped. And then, as it turns out, it was Ginjo all along, and Tsukishima was just the lackey.
Yeah, that's why I
But
say like he's hard carried by his ability, and it wasn't even his plan. It was all Ginjo like saying, "Hey, do this, do that."
that's
Uh,
true. That's true.
but like he's not like he okay. If you account for how like good of a well see the thing is, this is what's hilarious. Ginjo did all that to Ichigo, but who did Ichigo get really like upset at, really mad, and just like literally crying? He wasn't like, "Oh, Tsukishima, give me back my powers, Tsukishima, don't go." He said that to Ginjo. He was like on the brink of insanity at Ginjo because that's what really started all of this. He was the substitute Soul Reaper. He lost the badge. He got Ichigo to go through all that. He was, with Ichigo as an ally and as an enemy. Tsukishima was just a bum that was like floating around, testing Ichigo's like, "Oh, your bringer light, your full bringer abilities are pretty good." And yes, they were you find out, yes, they were actually pretty good for Tsukishima because he wasn't that strong. He was never that strong. He's relative to like, you know, Fullbring Ichigo, who like made a tree explode with the Getsuga Tensho. Um and like let's let's see. And when he got to Byakuya, Kubo literally had to like give Byakuya like brain damage not to do anything. Like he could have like what's stopping him from actually using any keto like um any keto in that battle, even though Tsukishima has seen it. Like, what is he gonna do? You know, Tsukishima, when in the past, it saw Aizen practice Harunan. It's like Aizen's like, Goryu Tenmetsu, and all the dragons pop up. And it's like Tsukishima's just gonna dodge that. Like, he's just gonna like, it's like, ha, you didn't get me. Byakuya is gonna do the like the
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 Danku or
sword
something.
super upgraded form of that like wave attack, like Soren So Katsui, which is the high level version of what Rukia did. It was like her really one of her best keto, and that thing freaking eviscerated like through the whole battlefield when he fought Renji. Like it covered the whole like all like 20 pillars in like a mile. And Tsukishima's just like gonna dodge that. He's just gonna like put his hand up like Okiora and is like, "Ha, you, you, come on, man! I helped you. I helped you do that." It's like, oh my God! And like the speed buff, like the like this speed buff Kubo gave him to react to Senbon Sakura. It's like it like no, no, you don't just like adapt to its speed, knowing that oh like he has a little circle he stands in. No, Ichigo like knew that, and when Byakuya started using both hands and like you doing actually going hard with the Bankai, like he literally couldn't even keep up still. Like because it's a speed boost. That's how a speed boost works. You don't just like counter speed by knowing that this guy has a little secret hole, like a little spot he stands in that the speed doesn't like ah. So yeah. Yeah, that Tsukishima just a weird guy to think about, Just like a very very interesting thought in Fullbring. And at the end of the day, you kind of forget about him when Ginjo starts like revealing his colors. He's just like, "Oh, cool. Someone's got to take care of him. Oh, Byakuya. He's going to get his ass handed," and they just stretch it out to like insane lengths, and then he crawls back. He's he's still walking with like a hole in his chest.
Yeah.
He's a freaking stab like Ichigo or something, and they have the Ruruka scenes like, yeah, rest in peace. Rip Bozo. That's what I gotta say for Tsukishima.
So where would you put him exactly? Do you want to put him in like mid or something?
Ah. So if I have this correctly, he rightfully earned his place in Mashiro Kick.
We're gonna put him in Mashiro Kick.
Yeah. Like,
Let's put him above Mashiro in her own tier.
yep. That
All
was a
right,
funny.
perfect. Let's see it then. All right, and the only other Fullbringer that I actually want to talk a lot about is Rurika.
Oh yeah.
So,
Um
so we can talk about her for a minute. Rurika, she's a good character, honestly. She's kind of like the tsundere character, I believe, but she has a pretty good personality, and she has an actually decent fight against Rukia.
yeah, that's
Pro-
pretty funny.
Probably the only extended fight of the actual arc.
Only fight where the Fullbringer didn't get memed. Like even Ginjo got memed in his own battle. Uh when Ichigo started like transforming and stuff. But Ruruka actually like beat Rukia.
In a sense, yeah.
Or like sealed Rukia or something. And she was probably one of the most like decent characters, like personality wise. Um Everyone you kind of had a reason to get annoyed at. Um Besides maybe like a when Ginjo was good. But Ruruka, was just like a solid character that helped Ichigo, and still at the end, like she stopped Tsukishima's whack ass. So
I agree, absolutely. So,
yeah,
oh,
she definitely deserves like bottom of solid. May it might piss off like seeing it now. It might piss off some fans who are like a fan of Somari and Aranero and like the Visors, but like you can make an argument that they should be on mid. They should be on solid as well. It's just that I guess Ruruka has more character development
yeah,
throughout Fullbring, whereas everybody like those guys are kind of restricted a lot in their one battle scene, uh, and such. And then if you're just despised like Tsukishima, then you get low tier. So.
yeah, I could get that. I'm gonna put Ririka above Yachiru in the least because Yachiru barely does anything until the Blood War, so we at least get a lot more from Ririka. But I'm putting her below Chad because Chad at least gets really good development.
Yeah, Chad's a
Exactly. And then we just have the rest of the Fullbringers. Let's see. I just gotta pull up their names because I can't even remember half of them. So we obviously got Jackie. Jackie is probably the best out of all four of these when it comes to character development because she actually has a character. But then we also have Yukio right here. We have uh, this is Mo, and then there's
Could you make a little adjustment?
what's that? Oh,
So I don't know why, but I why did we put Hiyori above Orihime and Haribel?
I believe I can look through the footage again, but I believe it was because she had some really good moments and such, and the backstory, like the turn back to pendulum backstory,
Yeah,
portrayed her very well.
with Orihara, and yeah, okay.
Is that a fair placement?
It was, but I'm starting to think like it looks a little bit weird being above Orihime. What do you think?
You want to put her below Orihime?
What do you think about that?
Um, I think it could be fair because Orihime has a lot of character uh, definition, I'd say, and she does get some good development later on. And
Like
honestly, Hiyori
it's
was
starting
kind
to
of
look
one and done.
it's just starting to look a bit weird to me seeing Hiyori above Orihime. So could you change that?
Yeah, sure. So we'll put Hiyori below Orihime.
Yeah.
All right. And then going back to the Fullbringers, um, when it comes to all the Fullbringers, honestly, I want to put them all in lame. Every single one of them.
Yep. Yep.
Like
Uh,
Jackie. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I just got rid of the list by accident. So we got Jackie, we got Yukio, we got Mo, and we got Giriko. And they're all pretty lame because they
let's
get
see if we, let's see if we can give them a new roast.
a new
That's
roast.
yeah, different from what we said last time.
Okay.
Uh, so I know we mentioned all right, so I got a good one. Vince, what is Jackie's inner world?
Oh, the Dirty Boots world.
Yeah.
So what, you just want to do like swamp or something?
Wait. No, 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 no. Well, we're giving them a roast of why they're in lame tier.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, her world is literally full of mud and dirt.
It's just a swamp or something, an endless expanding swamp.
Yeah, and what happened to her in that world?
She literally got one tapped by Renji so hard that it absolutely annihilated a pillar better than she did at full power, and Renji didn't even unsheath his sword all the way. It was
Yeah,
one of the most embarrassing defeats of the um, entire arc.
and how much did she hype her up? Wasn't she like screaming like, "Yeah, you're gonna get freaking knocked out." Like
Yep, she
them
was going
all
hard.
revving up her boots. Her
She had the
what?
dirtiest of the boots.
Yeah, oh my. Um, yeah. And then we never see her again, right?
She is shown later on, like just before the end of the arc, and I believe that fight makes her lose her ability, and she's literally like, "Shit, I wish I had it back now," and then she just leaves. So she had
Oh,
such little foresight that she didn't realize that she actually liked her ability, and then she gets one tapped and then just leaves.
oh my God, knock the ability out of her. Okay. Yeah, so that is why she gets bottom of lame.
Okay,
Like
bottom of lame.
even the gatekeeper like survived longer in his fight against Ichigo.
That's true. Oh my god.
At least Ichigo had to pull out his sword. No, no, no. The gatekeeper? Crap, this is an argument where Jackie could be lower than the gatekeeper. Guess who pulled out his sword for the gatekeeper?
Gin literally
Yes,
pulled out his Shikai.
like oh one sec. All right, I'm back. But yeah, he at least had the honor of a captain pulling out his sword for not even just like the sword, but he released his sword too.
Yep, put it in
Remember that?
Shikai.
Yeah. And guess what? Guess who survived that that uh that that little show?
The
The
gatekeeper
gate,
did.
yeah, the gatekeeper still was still holding up the gate.
Yep, he can't be stopped from holding up the gate.
Yeah. So yeah, only reason she's not lower than the gatekeeper is because she has a whole arc's worth of like development. So that's like the very least we can do for her.
Well, the gatekeeper is above all of lame. The gatekeeper gatekeeps the passageway between lame and Mashiro Kick right now.
Yeah. Wait, the gatekeeper's above lane?
Yeah.
Oh, you put him above.
No, I'm pretty sure he's
Okay,
always been
okay.
above lame.
He was below in the list.
Oh, oh, I must have moved him. You want to move him back down so he can be between trash and lame?
Yeah, yeah. He seals off like the actual characters in Bleach.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause the lame guys actually do stuff. Everyone below, they don't do anything of like you could remove them, and I think people would actually be happier. Or like if it was a different character.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so Jackie is just above the gatekeeper.
All right.
And then
And
when it comes to the other four, we have Yukio, Mo, and Giriko. In what position do you want to put all them?
so Giriko is above Jackie.
Okay, even though he
That
gets one shot, just because he didn't really get focused on all too much.
didn't he die?
What's that?
Didn't he die?
Yeah, he died. He just straight up died. Kenpachi literally cut him in half.
Bro, Kenpachi was like so disrespected, he actually killed him.
Just straight up murked him. Didn't even give him a chance
Yeah.
to show off his ability.
All the Fullbringers survived except Giriko.
Oh no, Yukio died as well.
Uh, did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Uh, what's his
No, 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 no,
face?
no, no, no. No. Toshiro spared him by for letting him out of the world, so he's still alive.
Oh, you're right. Even the wiki says that. Okay, so he's alive.
Yeah, no, Giriko freaking ripped himself.
All right, so
And Kenpachi doesn't even like, cause Tesla, I think, the Noritoris fraction, I don't think he died. Uh, I
yeah,
don't
I don't think so
maybe.
either. I think he
Yeah.
survived.
So I don't think Kenpachi like kills people uh unless it's like really bad.
Yeah,
Or at
because
least
like,
he gives him, like a fighting chance, you know.
yeah,
But he immediately
he
just
doesn't like killing people because he wants them to come back and he wants to have more
yeah.
fights.
And like he immediately senses spiritual pressure, and he was so like outright like disgusted that he just like cut him in half and just said boring. So so put into perspective that now who's a captain that was always like touted to be like relative or like a rival to Kenpachi? You know, someone Kenpachi wants to fight, show off against.
Well, Byakuya, of course.
Yes. And Kenpachi, so so how much of a disrespect this goes back to Tsukishima. How much of a disrespect it is that Tsukishima gets to have this whole ass fight with Byakuya, but he's like almost like as skilled like skill wise as good as Kenpachi. So it just makes you think. Like, is he really i- is he not the walking definition of a Deus Ex Machina? You know, it makes you think. But so Giriko is a bum. He only gets higher because at least Kenpachi drew his sword, you know?
Yeah, he was in the story and then he was out. He served his time. He wasn't
Hmm.
hyped up too much and then disappointed us.
Yeah. Now someone above him though, although he's a bit more annoying, he he didn't get disrespected. Well, he did get disrespected, but he got like somewhat of a fight. He got a fight. And that is Shishi Gawa, or is that his name?
Shishigawa? Yeah,
Yeah, so
Moe Shishigawa?
yeah, Shishigawa.
Shishigawara.
What a what an interesting name.
Yeah,
Um,
Jackpot Knuckle. Basically allows you to get a lucky KO if, like, the other person is a human being.
yeah. So what? So he fought Ikaku,
Yep.
and like the epitome of his power was like breaking a tree.
He's tree level.
Yeah, like me- in Ikaku, like immediate realized, oh, this guy, this is a human, right? I'm just gonna fist fight him.
And he just
And
starts like headbutting him.
yeah, Ikaku doesn't have like a power, like a physical power boosting ability. He's not boosting him at all, but he's still overpowering the kid with his like regular punch. I don't even know if Ikaku is being serious.
Probably not.
Yeah, because um, because like Ikaku is actually really insanely strong. Like before Arrancar arc, he was able to lift like tons because you remember his Bankai, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he was like spinning that uh, huge like colossal bladed Bankai and everything. So yeah, Akaku's strong. Shishigawa Gawara is not, and he got out he got outdone in his own like field of battle.
So when it comes to the Fullbringers, do you want Shishigawa to be just above Giriko and then Yukio to be just above Shishigara?
Uh, we had him above Omaida and that that first like Soul Reaper dude, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you might actually be right. Uh, because Omaida at least like was able to fight people in Soul Society. Like he's a Soul Reaper, and Yukio kind of just has like a gimmicky Fullbring ability,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even like fight himself. So yeah, I think above Shishigawa is good placement.
And above this weird Soul Reaper in the least.
Oh, no. That Soul Reaper, um, we mentioned that he actually had a good fight, like a scary fight between Uryu and Orihime.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we have all the Fullbringers categorized then.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And is that the end of the list?
That should be the end of the list. And we were thinking about doing the Thousand Year Blood War characters. However, we don't really want to put out
And
spoilers, right?
the final edition, which did get cut out. Who is now an iconic tier?
Oh, yes. We have one final character that we put in iconic tier, and that is going to be Cone, putting him above, right at the top. He is above Aizen. He is the true Soul King. Thank you for coming. Yeah, but no,
Indeed.
I'm just putting him at the bottom of iconic just because he's a mascot.
Yep. Yeah, he shows up in everywhere, even in the movies. He's well loved, and it wouldn't be the same without Cone. It's just what he adds like life to Bleach.
True. So this here is the list, and I think we will stop doing this list for now, just because we don't want to put any spoilers out there for Thousand Year Blood War, even though we were planning on doing that next week. But next week we can rank the Bleach movies.
Indeed.
So, you ready for that?
Yes.
All
Uh,
right. We have seen all the Bleach movies as well. We went through all of those after I had finished Bleach a couple months back. So they are still fresh in our minds.
Righty then.
All right.
Then we on the flip side.
All right. And I'll stop the recording here.